Good morning, everyone. Dear Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, 2025 is a truly watershed year. Before 2025, we were constantly defending ourselves. It's time to attack from here on out. What happened before 2025? Before 2025, we needed incredible efforts to defend ourselves, to defend our freedom, to defend our sovereignty, to defend our identity, and to defend our children. Let's take a quick look at what we had to protect ourselves from. We had to protect ourselves from the war in Ukraine. We have been living in the neighborhood of the war in Ukraine for more than 3 years. For more than 3 years, they have been trying to push us into this war. But for more than 3 years, we have been successfully resisting these attempts to push us into it. And for more than 3 years, we have been successfully staying out of the war going on in our neighborhood. We have not shipped weapons. We have not sent the money of the Hungarian people to a losing war. And we have kept the diplomatic channels open all the way, because we know exactly that whoever gives up on these gives up on the hope of peace. My dear friends, we have been arguing for a ceasefire and peace talks for more than 3 years. For more than 3 years, we have been constantly attacked and lectured about this. And those who attacked and lectured us for 3 years are now arguing for a ceasefire and peace talks in the same way. What hypocrisy, especially while they are working to prolong the war, so that they will have to face accountability as soon as possible. But we will hold them accountable for the failed strategy that has caused trouble and danger to Europe for more than 3 years, which they have forced on the European continent. My dear friends, in recent years we have had to protect ourselves, our security and our identity from illegal migration. It is still absurd that those who present themselves as champions of democracy, those whose favorite phrase, repeated until boredom is the rule of law, are the ones who disregard international law. Because what does international law say? If someone has to flee their own country, that person can stay in the first safe country. The first safe country, not the second, not the fifth, not the 10th safe country. And for those who have been attacking us from the south in the past 10 years, Hungary is definitely not the first safe country for them. That is why, my dear friends, we built a fence. The fence will remain. We will stop all illegal migrants there, and we will maintain Hungary as a migrant-free country in the future as well. This is still, and here I am looking for the correct Hungarian expression, crazy, maybe the best. I know it is not Hungarian, so the Hungarian equivalent of crazy. It is a crazy situation that for all this we have to pay a fine of 1 million euros per day to Brussels. The day before yesterday in Jerusalem, the Speaker of the Knesset, Amir Barat, said to me, Peter, this 1 million euros a day is the best investment in your own security and your own identity. For that much money, preserving your identity and security is worth it. Finally, we had to protect our children from aggressive, increasingly aggressive gender propaganda. And we have achieved that gender organizations cannot enter kindergartens, cannot enter schools, and cannot explain to a little girl that although you are a little girl, tomorrow you can also imagine yourself as a little boy. So, my dear friends, we have defended ourselves against the continuous attacks of the liberal mainstream from both Brussels and Washington, because the previous Washington administration viewed Hungary as an enemy. They openly wanted to overthrow, topple the Hungarian government. They spared no money, no time, no effort, but they failed. But now Brussels is taking Washington's place. They are multiplying the force of the attacks. They are using political, legal, financial sanctions. They are using everything in order to help a puppet government come to power here in Hungary. A puppet government that is ready to give up Hungary's sovereignty. Ready to satisfy the demands of the liberal mainstream, ready to agree to push Ukraine into the European Union, ready to send weapons to Ukraine, ready to tear down the fence, and ready to let gender organizations back into schools. But my dear friends, just as the experiment in Vasenton failed, this experiment in Brüssel will fail in exactly the same way. And it is better if Manfred Weber also understands that Viktor Orbán is the future for us Hungarians. Dear friends, we have defended against the full court assault, so it is time to go on the offensive. President Donald Trump has turned off the money taps that operate the dictatorship of liberal mainstream global opinion, and we Hungarians will not tolerate outside interference. We will not let foreign money influence the will of the Hungarian people. We are driving foreign money out of politics. This is called transparency in Hungarian, and our friends call it temptation. Dear friends, here in Hungary we have passed many laws to protect children. But gender propaganda keeps trying. And it's getting more and more aggressive. That's why we need even stricter laws. And we are proud that we have protected and are protecting our children. And we are not afraid to state the truths that have been around for thousands of years. A person is born either a woman or a man, and this is now finally stated in our constitution. Finally, my dear friends, we will not allow Ukrainians to be pushed into the European Union over our heads. We will not hand over the money of the Hungarian people to the Ukrainians. We will not let them ruin Hungarian farmers. We will not let them turn Hungary into a gateway for the Ukrainian mafia. And we will not allow Hungarian families to pay twice or 3 times as much for utilities as they have had to because of the Ukrainians. At Vox 2025, the Hungarian people will decide and defend Hungary. And my dear friends, Vox 2025 will be followed by Vox 2026. And we will defend Hungary at Vox 2026. We will win again, so that when you come back here next year, we can celebrate another great patriotic victory together. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for listening.
Köszönöm szépen, hogy eljöttek, köszönöm, hogy meghallgattak.